Super Smash Bros. Brawl is a game that, from a competitive standpoint, is widely received as just okay. Most people in the Smash competitive community say its mechanics just make it too slow, or it's just not as fun as other games in the Smash series. Well, that makes sense, since the game right before Brawl was Melee, which is actually the fastest and most technical Smash Bros. Game to date. So fast and technical, in fact, that 15 plus years have passed and the Melee competitive scene is still going strong. Well-known players like Armada, Plup, and Chudat still practice and compete in the game to this day. And Mewtwo King, another notable player, is even competing today at CEO 2018. Brawl's competitive scene, on the other hand, is completely dead, mostly ending around 4 years ago with the rise of Project M and the release of Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. But one feature from Brawl that I still appreciate is the adventure mode, Subspace Emissary. Yeah, this was the thing to play back in the day. It was a super compelling mode that told the story of Nintendo's beloved characters coming together in a grand adventure to fight the evil entity, Taboo. And if that was a spoiler for you, the game has been out for like 10 years now, so I am not sorry. Anyway, this was a big step above what Melee had to offer for single player modes. Melee's adventure mode didn't really tell a story or necessarily have any canonical continuity. Brawl's Subspace Emissary was the first of its kind in Smash, and even now, beating up Rayquaza as Fox is still one of the best things I've ever had the privilege to do. So, with this in mind, you can imagine how severely disappointed I was to open up Smash 3DS and Wii U to Smash Run and Smash Tour respectively. Well, Smash Tour was kinda trash, but I kinda liked Smash Run. Either way, these were so not comparable to Brawl's Subspace Emissary, like not in the slightest. But now there's new hope. Smash 5 is on the horizon and we might just get a new adventure mode with it. I'm Midnight, and let's just skip the fluff and get into it already. Will there be a story mode, similar to Subspace Emissary, in Smash Ultimate? Well, yeah, I think we might get it. And I also think I know what form it'll take. And this is why. When Sakurai talked about the process for unlocking the playable characters in Smash Ultimate, he said that you'll start with the original 8 characters from Smash 64, and you'll work your way to unlocking new characters in a new, streamlined way. Well, to be exact, he said,
Even so, your starting roster may be as small as the original Nintendo 64 game. We've streamlined the conditions for unlocking fighters, and we want to make the process interesting so it feels like you're constantly recruiting popular characters to your side.
We've streamlined the conditions for unlocking fighters. We want to make the process interesting. We want to make it feel like you're constantly recruiting popular characters to your side. And I know Sakurai and the Smash team made sure to choose those words very carefully. So, if we take this statement as it is, then that means that the previous method for unlocking characters is not considered streamlined, and a new method will be implemented. Now, what could this mean? Well, there are a lot of methods that Sakurai and his team could use for unlocking characters, but when we look at how a lot of fighting games go about this, they have players go through a story mode to unlock most, if not all, of the playable fighters. Some examples being the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series with almost all of its cast, Dragon Ball FighterZ with Android 21, and many other games. Of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ and the Naruto games have anime behind them with a story to tell, but Brawl also had a very compelling story to tell and operated using this story mode unlocking method as well. Most people didn't receive Smash Run and Smash Tour well, and unless they bring back all of the previous modes, seeing that this is Smash Ultimate and all, I don't really see Sakurai bringing those modes back. Subspace Emissary, on the contrary, was played for a while after Brawl's release because of how interesting it was. And come to think of it, it kind of felt like you were recruiting popular Nintendo characters to your side over time. Boom! Look at that! He goofed us. He really goofed us, okay? Now, many might think that a full-on story mode would take longer or just feel more tedious than sitting down and playing the 120 matches it took to get the 12 unlockable characters in Smash 3DS. And you might be right. But now, we're dealing with unlocking at least 58 characters. And if the same ratio of matches to unlock characters were applied here as well, that'd be like 580 plus matches to get all of the characters. That's ridiculous. But if you use the story mode like Subspace Emissary to unlock all the characters, you would probably be encountering an average of 1 or more new characters per level, meaning that the process would be way faster, and I bet you wouldn't even have to complete the whole story mode to see and unlock all the characters. But I'm sure that the option to just play a certain amount of matches to unlock characters will also be available in this game anyway. So yeah, when we think about methods that aren't playing a certain amount of matches, story mode seems to be the most probable for streamlining unlocking characters. But what would Smash Ultimate Stories even look like? How could the game tell a compelling enough story to even compare to Brawl's Subspace Emissary? Well, the answer is in how Sakurai was introducing the Everyone is Here theme in the E3 trailer. Next to each fighter's name was a number symbolizing the numerical order that the character was playable in the Smash Bros. Title. This could be the premise of the story mode, a story centered around moving through time, through all the previous Super Smash Bros. Games to find all the characters and bring the player up to date with all of Nintendo's most beloved icons. Damn, that's kinda poetic. And you know, when we think about how Sakurai brought back all of the fighters from previous games, and is bringing back close to all of the stages and items from previous games too, it kinda just makes sense. But what are you hoping to see in Smash Ultimate's Adventure Mode? Do you think it'll even have one? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you like what I do and want to see more. But until next time, peace.